Hello everyone! So today we are taking a quick look at top 20 figures I had for 2023. I'm a little behind on this. I forgot to film this video for a while, admittedly. But I split it into 10 scale and 10 prize just for kind of a different selection, because I feel like a lot of people only focus on the $600 figures, which, don't get me wrong, a a lot of them are really pretty and whatnot. I am guilty of having one of those several $100 figures on my shelf. I'm looking at you, Miss Miku. But I feel like for the rest of us, that's not really reasonable to constantly be seeing all this content about the several $100 extremely expensive figures. Stuff like 1/4 scales that are old and people are like, oh look, I just picked this up, which I am guilty of picking this up and spending quite a bit of money on it. Anyways, so let's get started. So I'll start with the prize figures just real quick. Looking at my list, there's kind of a little bias here. So the first one we have up is the Hatsune Miku K anniversary art style. I honestly just love this figure because it's K, and I just liked the 15th anniversary design, though I saw someone else hating on it because they didn't like her little buns on the top and the bows and all of that, but I thought it was really cute. Kind of a little bit more similar to some more older Mikus that just don't really have that same look anymore, kind of thing. So I thought that was really nice. But to each their own. This Miku does also have, because I'm specifically talking about the K one, but because the 15th anniversary has 3 different prize figures. It's K, Suo, and I'm forgetting who the third person is that has a different rendition of her again. So if you like the design but not K's artwork, then maybe you'll like one of the other two. So the next one we have is the Lum Relax Time. I find this one really cool that it has the little school desk that she sits on. Just a super neat prize figure aspect, because a lot of them don't come with extra accessories like that. If it has an accessory, you'd have to be buying something really expensive to have that kind of ornate base kind of thing. And not to say it's high quality. So if you want a scale figure base that's like that, you'll want a scale figure. But if you're just looking to be on the budget kind of, I think this Lum's a really nice one, and it's still super cute. And I've accidentally tested if she can withstand hitting the floor, and the answer is yes, she can absolutely withstand hitting the floor several times. I've dropped her, my cats have taken her out, she holds up really well. So if you have a household that is not the safest place for cats, that is a good recommendation I have for you, because there's not that much to break off of her. My only annoyance was I personally had to use mounting putty on her to put on her leg to keep her just on the desk, because I'd walk by and her foot would get stuck in my hair. Alright, the next one, some people might really hate it, is for me, I really loved the Sailor Cosmos QPosket, which really is just because it's an affordable item for Cosmos, and there's never really been that much merch for her, if any. She's in the manga. She never got merchandise licensed through the anime series, because she wasn't in it originally until the new movie. Then get that out. So I just really like having a affordable Cosmos item. There is the new figure arts that you can get of her, but then we're talking about something that's over $100, and this is under. So I like that. I think this one was a little bit more expensive than the other QPosket, so I think I paid $35, which does not bother me in the slightest, because the QPosket quality has definitely improved since the last time I got a QPosket. So I'm happy with that for sure. And it's pretty nice and simple. She's actually, you can kind of see her right there. She's kind of hiding in the background. But so the next two, we're just going to do them at once because they go together. It's the Rem and Ram loungewear outfits. Now, I'm pretty sure these were supposed to come out this year. I could be wrong about the release year, because they keep doing like so many repressings on certain Rem Rams, and this is one of those that they've done like new color variants, and I don't remember which for what specific year it gets released. So the versions I have might be technically the wrong ones for 2023, but I just find these really cute. They're once again noodle stoppers, and they're just adorable. I love having them on my shelf back there. They just sit super nicely on the front, and I guess it helps kind of like pull the shelf together in a way that like it's something that couldn't fit there before, but now there's like something there, so they just fit really well on the shelf. They're super cute, and I actually found that figure sizing, at least for certain scale figures, they can actually sit on the bench with some of the scale figures. So like the Nero Claudius Idol Emperor scale figure, Rem and Ram literally could sit on her bench with her. So I found that was really cool, and if you like doing like diorama stuff, I think you could have a lot of fun taking photos or setting up scenes with them in some way, or if you can find like chairs that other people have. Yeah, they're nice little prize figures. Noodle stoppers have been going up, so they're a little bit more expensive, but I think they're worth it because instead of paying like the $200-300 for scale figure, you get this nice little prize figure. It looks cute and not something you'd get on a scale. So that's kind of my piece about that. Now the Rem coreful prize figure I thought was done gorgeously. The coreful prize line I have been really impressed with so far. The quality's been really nice on them. Certain ones I swear are like scale figures kind of at times. Not 100%, but like the lower end ones that we used to get more often. They're just really nice paint quality and design and all of that good stuff. So, and they're affordable. That was my other thing. They're affordable. So the Rem Wake Up I found was just a cute addition to this line. And I actually have a perfect place for her on top of my TV. So she sits there. That was again another one of those figures I used putty just to put the pillow that sits on her lap just staying there, because I would have been knocking it all over the place. And especially with it now being on top of my TV, I can't have that pillow loose. So rather than gluing it down to her and damaging her, I can just putty it and it can come off later. So the next one's also another coreful, and it is the Mahiro Sheena, which I find a really nice alternative to if you were very tempted to get the scale figure, which I was. I think it's a Taito, maybe, with the umbrella, which it is posed differently, but I don't really have the money to keep getting like all of these scale figures, so I liked this one as just a nice compromise of in the middle of it's still Mahiru, and I still kind of get the school outfit with the umbrella and stuff, but it just does not cost me an arm and a leg. Because there's a lot of those these days, and if someone's got a prize figure, I'm happy to get the prize figure over the scale. Prize figures are also usually a little bit more shelf-friendly than my lovely scales that I do love, but they are all atrocious as taking over my shelf. Like, who thought this was going to sit easily on a shelf? The next one is kind of just character-based, because in terms of, like, if I wanted to go straight off of raw quality, Bon Presto would not get my appreciation, because in terms of like Taito and Furuyu, they've got the prize figure game of like high quality, and Bon Presto does not really, but I appreciate having a cheap figure of Sakura Haruno, because I do really love her. Not that she has like that much merchandise, but there's the really big scale figure that's from the Naruto Gals series, where she's in the attacking pose, and then there's like a casual look one, and they're both really nice, but they're all so above $100, so I liked this as a cheap alternative, and it's just a nice addition. My next pick on the list is another noodle stopper, actually, is Yangue Guifei. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to say her last name. I'm sorry, Yangue. But she's from Fate Grand Order, and I just like the addition of her weapon with her, because a lot of times, like when they do prize figures of the Fate servants, like they're just missing their weapons. So I thought that was a really cool detail, and the noodle stopper itself is not like scale quality, obviously, but it still looks really nice, and it's another one of those that even though it actually looks breakable, like really badly, it can actually hold up like pretty well if it takes an impact. Now, I don't intentionally go testing my figures if they can take impacts. That's probably what it's starting to sound like, but it's just my cats are absolutely psychotic. So I do my best to keep the really breakable stuff away from them, but sometimes the prize figures just, they get sacrificed because I'm like, alright, this $300 Miku figure or this $25 scale figure? You're going near where the cats sit, and you are going as far away as possible. So the last one is probably, I honestly have this list backwards because this is probably my favorite prize figure so far, which is the Sakurajima Mai AMP Artist Masterpiece Collection, and I think it's technically Plus, is like its full name, but she's in the bunny outfit, sitting, and this one is just done beautifully. I honestly was questioning if this was a scale figure, and if I hadn't picked it up when it was released, I'd probably be willing to pay pretty decent money on it because it's a really nice prize figure without that Aniplex tax on there, because Aniplex owns Bunny Senpai, so that's why most of those figures have Aniplex written in the corner of like their box or on their description somewhere it says Aniplex. So then of course the lovely figure becomes like $400 because it's the Aniplex special. But yeah, simple bunny girl. She's sitting, she still has the real fishnets, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it does not take over your entire shelf. It's a little awkward because of her legs like being more like pushed out than some of the other bunny girls that sit, but I find that it's still an easy one to fit on the shelf. Alright, so now we're going to go into the top 10 scale figures I have on my list, starting off with Emilia and Rem Graceful Beauty scale figures. These are gorgeous. I don't want to spend forever talking about them because I'm pretty sure they made their way around places because there's 3 pressings of them, I believe, out there. It was 3 different print runs is what they did. I was on wave 2, so that's how I got them within the year. They're also doing like a new colorant. You missed the other waves. So yeah, those 2 are just gorgeous figures, and I really love the bases as well. There's so much just detail that has gone into them, and they're just kind of, I don't want to say like really elaborate, but they're really unique figures, and that's another thing that I just really enjoyed about them, is just the uniqueness of them. The base, like Emilia's got the lamppost next to her, and they look gorgeous together. Now honestly, I feel like you kind of need to get them as like a pair and not just one figure, because I feel like the whole like beauty of them just would be a little diminished only having one piece. So a little bit of an investment, but they are definitely worth it. And I forgot, I accidentally went right over the top of them, and I'm not even sure if they technically count, but there's actually 2 figures that are re-releases I have in this, which is the Hatsune Miku My Dear Bunny 1/4 figure. This is actually one of my Grail figures, so I'm so excited for the re-release, and she is stunning. And for re-release, they did not do like the bare leg version, it's just the way that she has the outfit in the game, so I really appreciate that. And this figure is just, it's gorgeous. It's a very different bunny, and just a different Miku, but still also kind of being classic. And it's just such a happy figure, and Freeing, as usual, makes great bunny figures. They look gorgeous. When they used to do their own little scale figures, they also were really pretty too, so good quality figure. And like the pigtail sometimes I'm a little bit worried about, but I think this figure over time will hold up pretty well. The other figure, which is another Grail admittedly, is the Cardcaptor Sakura Platinum Star re-release, which is an ARTFX J from Kotobukiya. This figure, its first run, I don't think like anyone really ordered it that much because it came and it went like immediately. And if you wanted this figure, it was like $1,000 on eBay. So it was really nice to have a reprint of this figure. And even though this figure is an older figure, so it's not like got some of the new crispness of some of the modern figures, they did touch it up. And I honestly thought the base was going to be like generic, but I was really surprised to actually see that the base for this figure is also her magic circle. So I thought that was a really cool attention to detail, and like the wings are gorgeous on that figure, and like the whole like wind effect around her feet is just beautiful as well. It's a fabulous figure, and one that won't put you in debt, because like Eastream and places are making some really cool Sakuras, but they're really expensive. Alright, back to ReZero again. And this is actually the last ReZero figure. It is the Rem Childhood version. This figure, I just love everything about it. The base has this felt material on it that's just really cool. Now, it doesn't bother me, but I know a lot of people were complaining that there's like little marks in the base from just being manufactured, because it's like in the rug. But like, if you really wanted to get it out, I think you could get it out, but I don't care about the little marking in the rug. I just thought that was really cool. Attention to detail, really well built. It's got a metal rod that she stands on, and the base can be a little bit annoying. It's one of those classic big circle ones again, but just the figure, like, paint quality is just gorgeous. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes when I took her out of the package. I was just like, she's like, mind was blown. Gorgeous figure, and it's a little bit of a different, unique concept, because even though it is like the same, like everyone's standing like in one spot kind of figure look, I really love that she's got her child self as well, because not very many companies actually even make those kinds of figures of holding the child version. So I think this is just a really fun figure to have, and it has beautiful craftsmanship on it. So well done, Goodsmile. That was a beautiful figure. Speaking of beautiful figures, another one is the Kurobukiya Astolfo Bunny figure. This figure's expensive, I will say that, but it is gorgeous. And this is the newest figure Astolfo has gotten for a scale, at least. And it's just really pretty, and I love being able to actually have a figure of his bunny ascension without it being like a garage kit, because I know in Japan they like make tons of garage kits, but I don't really have time to sit there and paint a lot of figures. So I very much appreciate having this figure. It was a little bit of a pain to assemble with the sword going around him, and I was a bit nervous because it kind of felt breakable, but when I was putting it together, I could then feel like that the material was kind of like bendy in a way, so it actually had some give and flexibility for you. So ideally you still wouldn't break it, because that's always like my worst nightmare with very particular figure parts, is breaking them. So another one, this one's also from Goodsmile. Goodsmile has a lot of my figures, honestly. Is the Chizuru Mizuhara. This is like Date Look or something is what it's called. I might have the title wrong, but this figure I just love. I know the base is simple, and I'm honestly okay with that, and it's not that big either. So that was another like winning point I had for it. And I just love the whimsical look. The detail on her is just breathtaking. It literally feels like she's in the room with me kind of feeling. Like, I just love the way they sculpted her, the hair, her turning, like, and it looks so natural and just perfect. It is a very well executed figure, and it is just a jewel to have in the collection. And it's actually an outfit she wears in a TV show, not one of the like other outfits they've been doing lately on her. Alright, so I forgot there's actually a third re-release figure in here. Goodsmile has a subdivision that created the Dazai Osamu scale figure right here, which I think is based off of art from the light novels. I could be wrong, but this is definitely a really pretty figure. Probably a little bit simple, but I think that's okay. And you can also take off the scarf and jacket, so that's just really cool extra things. My favorite part also was it was not a really expensive scale figure. It retained its old price tag of around $100. So I really appreciate that, because that's like, I can get a scale figure without selling my soul. But yeah, very nice, high quality. There's the usual, don't see any seam lines, and Goodsmile has once again hit the mark. Alright, we've gone into wedding figures now. My last two are both wedding outfits, so please don't get mad at me, but they're really pretty to me, so I just collect them when I find one I really love. So the first one up is actually, you can see her right there. It is my Asuna Undine summer wedding version. And this one, I really love the base. It's actually sand with like a beach scene on the bottom, and I just love those extra little details. Because so many companies will have like a swimsuit figure, but then their base is just like white. And that's it. And I get for like prize figures, that makes sense, because don't really have all the extra budget, but like when the scale figures are just like a clear base, it's like okay. So I really love that extra detail on her. And this is another such just really fun, whimsical figure. She's so happy, and like, it's just so pretty. Much fine craftsmanship that went into it as well, with her hair flowing, the veil, her swimsuit has like fine tassels, so it's beautiful, and I absolutely love her. And the box also she came in is like done as the chapel too, so I find that's like another really cool like extra attention to detail, that if you wanted to, you could do like a little scene with the box in the background. And I know, even though like it's a swimsuit and there's a bunch of them, it's just, I think this is by far her best swimsuit. Alright, so the last figure I have is the Illya Einsburn wedding figure. This figure has so much detail. Once again, there's so much work done in the dress, and the flowers are just so delicately crafted as well. And her base is like this fuzzy felt thing. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it's so soft, and I really love just having that different base once again. And I love having the ability of, she has this really big veil that you can take on or off her, so you can either have it on her for the wedding scene or take it off, which is how I usually leave her displayed. And I just enjoy having that like little extra like customization available. And the dress like just has all like fine intricate details. I think there's also like a like almost metallic sparkleness to the dress too, so it kind of just makes the color pop, like, because it's not like just like white, which is boring. It's a gorgeous Illya figure, and I just love being able to also have an Illya that's like depicted as being older in the series, because a lot of the stuff is made like early on in the series. And don't get me wrong, I love those figures too, but I just thought this one was really unique once again, so that was another really good selling point for it on me. Alright, so that wraps it up for the top 20 figures I had for 2023 roundup. So let me know what you guys think about at least my top 20. Do you have any that you also share with me, or was there something else that you felt like took the cake? Because honestly, I'm sure I missed a lot of gorgeous figures, because like Azure Lane keeps putting a lot of really pretty girls out. But anyways, see you next time. Bye!